sensitivity. I'm like, bro, I'm like 5th grade Redstone. This is too much for me. So anyway, maybe one day I'll get that to work. But I really like the no lights, the ability to turn off the lights. It feels a little dangerous, sure, but I'm also me. I've got beacon powers. You know, the worst thing that can happen is damage to my structures. You've seen the video, How Strong is Luke the Notable? And if you haven't, go watch it, because it's a great video. I could kill 1,000 zombies, no problem. It's not the monsters that'll kill me, it's my builds. It's a creeper coming over here and blowing up my warden head, blowing up my dragon turtle. But even despite that, I like having the ability to turn the lights on and off. It's kind of a flex. It's one of those frivolous things you do. And I think people really like it too. Am I a huge fan of how the redstone lights work? You know, not really, to be honest. But I like how they function, and for me, that's enough. Got a little more time, just a few more builds to talk about. We're right at the end, and in the end of 3,000 days, it was like I could have done achievements, I could have done boring stuff like that, you know, done adventures and small little things here and there. But instead, I decided to do some things that I've always wanted to do. And one of those is the shooting range. I'll say one thing about the shooting range. There isn't really a good entrance to it. It's kind of just over here. But I didn't have too much time near the end. I didn't want to spend too much time on this. You know, if you're downloading the world, just fly over. That's what I would do. But this is essentially a renovation to the zombie spawner that I found right near camp. Originally, I tried to make a zombie spawner into a drowned farm. It didn't work out because I'm on Java. You know, I wanted to make a trident farm. It didn't work out. And it kind of just laid there dormant. And now I've made it into a shooting range. The redstone is a little stuck. We want to make it yeah, right here. Down up, spawn, and that should make zombies start falling down here. You grab your bow and shoot. It's a pretty simple kind of build. It's not perfect. Sometimes you gotta kind of like go up next to here to trick the zombies to spawn. I'm not perfect. It's my first shooting range I've ever built. Maybe I'll renovate this one day. But it's kind of fun to like, you know, a lot of my builds in 3,000 days will be what about like this? Now this is very important. If you download my world, do not sleep in my bed. This is the guest house. This is where you sleep. You need to sleep in my world. I've made a little home for you. Look at it. It's got a gold pressure plate, bed in the floor, little chest, even with it some totems, food, and emeralds. Come on, why wouldn't you want to sleep in here? In all honesty, the guest house is really just a joke. It's a joke for anyone who likes to download my world and play around. It's sort of a bait. Like, you know, hey, don't sleep in my bed. It's a dumb joke. But some people like it, and I've seen already the members that have downloaded the world have already started contacting me, saying, hey, I'm sleeping in my bed. So, you know, I'm not going to hunt you down and kill you if you're sleeping in your bed. But I do want you to know I've set up a nice little spot for you. So if you don't sleep here, you know, just know that I'll know. I will say the redstone to all of this. I don't really show too much in the video, but with the lighting circuit, you can tell it's a bit tough down here. I spend a lot of time squeezing this all in. It looks like potential zombie spawns. I should watch that. But hopefully I don't do too many more redstone builds on my main camp, because it's going to be tough with all these redstone lights, like I said before. And finally, one of the last things I actually built before going off and doing how did we get here, the hardest achievement in the game, which I still have, right? Yep, how did we get here? Hasn't updated yet. I'll be sad when it does. I'll have to re-get that. Was my big Luke the Notable statue. As you know, I recently upgraded my skin. I made this one myself. I didn't commission it. This was just done all by me. You can tell. You know, when I made my skin, I wanted it to be done by me. I wanted it to kind of represent my profile picture, you know, which is my face. But I also wanted it to be kind of more simple. You know, a lot of people over the years have done the skins for me, because I've traditionally, you know, used the Alex skin. And a lot of them are very highly designed. You know, they've got the LTN logo, they've got hardcore parts, they've got all these things on them. Personally, I I like the more simple skins. And I think this is a great skin. I think a lot of the fans have really liked it. It's easy to sort of, you remember it. It's easy to draw. It's easy to make remixes. I know already there's a bunch of stuff out there of people making like a diamond version or a creeper version. I've seen all kinds of fan-made stuff, and that's just easier when the base is simple. Now, speaking of this statue, why I put it there, right there on the camp, I kind of thought there was a big, void here. In this corner, you've got the 5-year garden. You've also got the dragon totems and the warden head. Back here, you've got my Tim, Eternal Flame, Nether Hub, Vault. There's kind of a lot of stuff back here. But if you take away the big monument to myself that's standing there now, there's really nothing in this corner. And I thought this would go there kind of nicely. It also puts a statue of me in my inner wall, which I really like. So I think a lot of people really liked this build. The only thing that I failed was, of course, that secret entrance. And that is something that I'm definitely going to conquer in 4,000 days. I want to go inside myself, not just for the joke, but I want to go inside myself, and I need to conquer that. So I didn't have a lot of time at the end of 3,000 days. I didn't have